There's been a lot of talk about the Telegram app and its billion-dollar raise or whatever they ended up doing for their ICO.
I think it was 17 quadrillion.
Yeah. And that's, in the future, that'll just seem like a little bit because one day we're going to be like Zimbabwe and we're just going to use $100 trillion bills.
Oh, man. I'm so excited.
But they are not the only playa in the game, playa. And Chris Boundikas is the CEO of Ravn. There's no E in Ravn because, in 2018, we don't need vowels, RAVN, and it's RAVN app.com. And they claim to be the world's first and only invisible, encrypted, and truly anonymous chat app infused with the power of blockchain. Welcome to Bad Crypto, Chris.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Did I pronounce your name right? I really want to know if I nailed it.
Yeah, it was great. Most people carve it.
Chris.
Chris is a really hard name, Joel.
It is. Well, it depends if it's spelled, KRIS or CHRIS, because it's very subtle, but it's Chris or it's Chris. So there's that. So how does what you guys are doing compare to the WhatsApp and Telegrams of the world, and why are you Mo Betta?
Well, first off, we have built an app based around every other app out there, but we've also coupled it with the invisibility aspect and the anonymity. There is a huge, for the last year or so, it's been about a year and a half in progress, but in the last year or so, we've had all these data breaches, and it's fitting into our app nicely because we are a fully 100% anonymous app. A lot of apps out there tend to say they are. We are 100% anonymous. So we do have some, functionality that WhatsApp has, that Telegram has, that Signal has. We have all that, Snapchat. We are infusing all that in, but within the crypto community, we're missing the main ingredient, which is anonymity and invisibility. With the feds hounding us at the borders now, our product is ripe for our community and beyond.
Now, one of the things that really strike me is that this is actually a cloaked app. Like you have to click on a weather app looking thing to open up your Messenger app, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's our invisibility part. So you really, I'm talking Android now. iOS has, a couple issues with Apple. They have made us do the icons to be strictly crypto-related decoy apps. But Android, which is 87% of the world's users, we are full-blown invisible. You could not, for 100 years, figure out where we are in an Android phone. If somebody has 30 apps on their phone, even if you went through every one of them, you would just have no clue where we're hiding. So once you select your decoy app, whether it's a weather app, whether it's another cryptocurrency advertising on that app, you click in and it's functional as a real app. So you can go through news, you can go through pictures, but with a secret touch, you can get in to your PIN screen and the whole screen just flips. You put your PIN code in or your fingerprint and voila, you're right into the chat functionality of Ravn. On any notification, you get a one little red bar on the app, not 32. If you've missed 32, chats, it's just one, just so it doesn't, set off alarm bells while your phone is dinging. You only get one ding to keep it private. So, when Ravn, set out its sights, we were specifically a privacy app. We have turned this thing into a monster encrypted app as well. So we're both private and encrypted.
It's like the Genesis song. You have the invisible touch. Okay, I just dated myself. I see here that you're building this using Stellar smart contracts. Tell me more about that.
So the smart contract functionality within Ravn, so we have the full chat capability phone calls, videos, the Snap, everything that's already there. What we're doing our raise for is the full ecosystem capability of Ravn Pay. Ravn Pay is going to be infused into Ravn Bet, Ravn Lotto, Ravn Tip. That's obviously just the tip of the iceberg of what we're in talks with 28 Vegas casinos right now that might want to infuse our tech within it. I mean, it's fitting that our motto is whatever happens in Ravn stays in Ravn. So they're kind of gravitating towards us, but the ecosystem is built on the Stellar blockchain. We set out on the Ethereum blockchain, but we need a very stable, low cost, highly scalable chain, and Stellar was there for us. They helped us out, and we are fully functional on the Stellar block.
Now, when I look at this, I see there's some other companies that have been trying to do stuff, not just Telegram, but Kik has their Kin token, right? That they're also building on the Stellar platform. Now, that seems more of a mainstream one, whereas you guys are going to, I love the fully encrypted, fully private, and stealth. This is a stealth model, which I think as, social media has become more, it's censoring content and it's eliminating dissenting points of views, right? There's some really interesting things that are happening on social media. So this is cool to be able to say, hey, we're not going to take any of your data and we're going to build a platform. So how far along is your technology right now? And maybe if you could explain the difference between Ravn, the technology and the app, and then Corax. What are both of those?
Okay. So, Ravn is the platform. So Ravn is the chat capability in the ecosystem. The coin itself is called Corax. Corax in Spanish is baby raven. And
the little baby ravens are so cute. The Corax.
Well, here's a kind of a cool story. So in January, when we set out to name our coin Ravn Coin, Bruce Fenton, good guy, he launched his project Ravn Coin. We're looking at each other in the Ravn lab here, saying, we now have an issue. We can't call our project what we wanted to call it for the last 2 years. So we literally missed it by 2 weeks. So we went the Spanish route, since our app is being developed in the Latin American world, and we called it Corax. So that's, if there's any confusion there, our Corax coin is powering the Ravn platform.
I'm more likely to get confused with Clorox and think it's some sort of cleanser. But the website you guys need to look at is ICO.
Corax is coming to cleanse the system.
Snap. Look at that. He just fed right off of that. Well done, my friend. It's ICO.ravnapp.com. And again, drop the E because, in this day and age, we don't need vowels.
That's true. I look at the URL, Joel, and I see I crave nap.
I crave a nap. Now, you don't have a white paper here, Chris, with a CH. You have a dark paper. Explain that.
Listen, guys, we're different. There's no doubt about it. We're not the average ICO project here. We're going for a $57 million hard cap. We're closing out our private placement right now at $4 million. The app is for the crypto community. We're an open community, but we're also like that red-headed stepchild right now that can't talk openly until the big boys approve of us. We're going against everything here. We're betting. We're all in. We're going fully anonymous, fully encrypted, and invisible. So it's a dark paper. We're no longer the white horse here. We're a dark paper, and we want to differentiate ourselves in the marketplace right now.
Where are you guys located at in the world?
He can't tell you that.
I mean, are you located in America or in a different country outside of America?
No, I reside in the middle of the Caribbean in a beautiful country called Anguilla, which we'll get to. Their newly legislated, regulated ICO laws they just passed a couple weeks ago. I reside here on a beach in beautiful Anguilla. My partners.
That sounds so challenging. I feel for you,
to be you.
my partners are in the Dominican Republic, so that is where the FJ Labs, Fabrice Grinda are one of our executive advisors. We do out of his lab in Altozana, out of the Dominican Republic. So that's kind of where we are headed. Ultimately, we're headed in the cloud. We're not really. We don't really have a home base once this thing gets moving. So yeah, that's where we are.
So you guys are doing a token sale then around this, and talk a little bit about who can participate and how they participate and all the participation things that I have failed to ask.
Yes, June 7th in a couple weeks is the pre-ICO. It's open to anybody. We are old school crypto. I come from the first week of Bitcoin trading and learning about this. So I'm not changing my tune. We're not answering to anybody, but the crypto community. So it's open to anybody. There are no limits. If this is an egalitarian movement, we're here for the little guy, and we're going to continue marching that way until we are not able to. So it's open to everybody. Everybody's welcome. We're an open platform here for the little guy to make some dollars. I want to get into how frustrated I am with the Telegram raise, and I'm not bashing Telegram or WhatsApp.
Let it out. Let it all out. This is a safe place. Go ahead.
We're totally anonymous. We're totally anonymous.
I'm not here to I don't bash any other projects. We love this community, but when you have a closed event that you raise for 94 ultra wealthy investors at $10 million each for $1.7 billion, how the hell is that helping this movement?
Mm-hmm. It's helping them. It's helping the company, right? It's not, and none of the non-accredited investors got to be participate in any of that, right? So not the little guys. They're edging out the little guys, it seems like, with all these regulations, and that's why I asked the question about where you guys are located, because it seems to me a lot of the coolest and most innovative blockchain projects are taking place outside of America at this point, and I don't think they realize the impact that's having by them being the way they are. And so let's ask about this. So you said your apps, the functionalities are going to be available sometime in June. Is that correct?
Yep. It's, we are dotting our I's and crossing our T's right now. The Android is 99.99%. Obviously, every app always has bugs, but we are fairly confident. The Android side is ready to deploy the day of the ICO, June 7th, which is the pre-ICO. And then Apple will be ready to go as well. Just a little bit different functionality on the app side. Not totally different. It's just Apple they're in the matrix. They're limiting us to the cloaking capability, but we're still there. It's not, but it's no.
Well, I can tell you this. I have an app on my iPhone it looks like a calculator, and I type in a calculator code, and then boom, it opens it up, and it's a place where you can store all your dirty pictures that you find on Reddit. I don't know that to be true. I mean, I just heard about that.
Your wife,
I don't do that.
Your wife doesn't listen to these podcasts, eh?
She does not. Nice. Yeah. So that's the thought is I know that it's available, that they can have that sort of cloaking functionality. So maybe they're just being dicks.
No, we've been on Apple. It's just now that we have more users and we have, some attention in the ICO and crypto world, it has, we're no longer just a little tiny app on their platform. They want to know exactly what we're doing, and they've given us approval, and we're following their rules. But again, that's only 13% of users. We're ready to go on the Android side, and we're good to go.
Right. Well, I would say this, Mr. Joel Kahn, this is one of the more interesting ICOs that we've had in a while because you're doing so many different encrypted things. Instead of cutting this right down right now, let's talk real quick maybe about the team. I know that our audience would love to know a little bit about your team and how you said you've been working on this for 2 years. Tell us about your team, if you could, kind of briefly, and how you guys are positioned to be able to dominate on this.
Yeah, no problem. The team is gaining strength on a daily basis now that we're getting out. Like we just had Inc. do an article on us, Hacker Noon, BuzzFeed. It's all coming at once. But, I head the team. I come from the Wall Street background of proprietary trading, worked on a Wall Street firm. We were in the show Wall Street Warriors back in 07, 08. So I come from the trading world. I've traded Bitcoin and crypto since inception, and just recently just have gotten vocal about it. Fabrice Grinda has been a part of our project since inception as well. He's an executive advisor. Fabrice has been a part of hundreds of startups in the community. Most notably some bigger projects. You can just, I don't want to bore you with that. Wikipedia, Fabrice Grinda. You can get him, his LinkedIn link on our site. He's an icon. He's huge. David Voss is in the background here, connecting the dots with our global wallet. We're in talks with a MasterCard card within our wallet to infuse it. He's opening up a ton of doors in the casino world in Vegas and a whole different level. Gordon and Vlad conceptualized this idea a couple years back. So they did all the heavy lifting in the last year and a half, got the beta together. They tested it with 20,000 users from Russia, India, and Latin America, most predominantly in Dominican Republic. Came back with raving reviews. Everybody loved it. And that kind of born the idea that, hey, we need to take this a little further. I got involved in December on the blockchain implementation side. Matt, owner of CEO of Settlement and Data Broker, they just finished a very successful ICO. Jason and Peter work together. They're launching Portion.io, an awesome project that should be on this show. They're blockchain advisor. Jason's been in this game since the beginning. He was mining Litecoin at 3 cents. O'Neill is our Latin American advisor. He's a powerhouse through Altrazana Labs. He speaks at conferences. He's if you're in the Dominican Republic in the tech scene, O'Neill. And then we got some more advisors. Right. Dave, Jared. Jared's our peer market.
I'm curious about the security stuff. Actually, if you could, I know you guys got your advisors. They look pretty awesome. But how are you guys able to lock this down and be as encrypted and secure? Where is that expertise coming from?
That is coming from a whole team of developers. We've got a whole bunch of guys on board. We have a former CIA agent that obviously doesn't want to be on the board here. So we've got some good guys in the background, and once we get moving, we will move to open source. But right now, we do have a technology through the invisibility side that we don't want anybody ripping off before we get through our ICO phase. But we will open this up open source sooner or later.
Understandable.
Well, that's good because you might have scared people away with the FBI CIA thing.
No,
the token is COREX, KRX. One COREX is a nickel. So that and a nickel will get you a COREX, ico.ravnapp.com. And where's the best community for people to find out what you guys are all about and to engage with the team?
We're just building that up right now. So we've got our Telegram group, which is bizarre because it's our competitor. But, the functionality within Ravn, we got super group chats. We hope that the community embraces this, helps us develop it, and takes that community that's chatting in all these Telegram groups and moves it over into this anonymous app. Like, I don't know anybody that wants their phone number attached to their name right now, open to the public, even with their pseudonyms. It's highly trackable. So again, with our app, it's totally anonymous. We don't ask for anything, nothing, no name, no email, no phone number. You just put your ID handle in and you start chatting immediately. We don't save anything on a server. It's truncated immediately. And some have argued that even if it was hacked, you're anonymous. Nobody knows who this is coming from.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck with the project, and we will watch this unfold, Mr. Chris.
Guys, I appreciate it. Amazing show. Hopefully I'll be back on in a month or so to tell you about the exciting news out of Anguilla and their fresh laws. They've just regulated ICOs, and I'll tell you about that in about a month on right here again.
The Bad Crypto Podcast.